And we are live. Welcome to Boxes of Comics. My name is Chase Higgins, and I am joined today by my friend Ian Bay.
What up, aka Venomous Bay? It's good to be back here.
Yeah, it's been a while. So this show we are continuing our Marvel Encyclopedia as we are now on to different supervillain teams of the Marvel universe. So as we start that, we know a certain supervillain team that comes to mind when talking about Marvel is uh, the enemies of Spider-Man, the Sinister Six.
Yep,
So that's the one that pops immediately into my mind. You also have Hydra. I guess Hydra would count because they're a super team. But besides
absolutely
that, I can't really think of anything else.
right. So Sinister Six showed up on Amazing Spider-Man Vol. 1, and not gonna lie, Sinister Six is probably the most anticipated Marvel villain that can be kind of stand against to Suicide Squad of DC Universe. I
Hmm.
know for sure a lot of Marvel fans are anticipating for live movie of Sinister Six or some kind of appearance. We see here and there, like Mysterio, Doctor Octopus, Vulture, but when can we see all of them together, right? So on like MCU presence, probably that's the most anticipated one. But for comic wise, I think Sinister Six has great appearance and overall fan base too. Yes, I'm just in the show. uh, Chase will back soon. Probably he has some internet connection going on. But okay, he's back.
Okay.
Good,
What happened?
good,
Good that I lost internet connection.
good. You're back. I just brought up some interesting introduction of Sinister Six here and there.
Hmm.
So yeah, what's your thought about it? Who you think is the most attractive character among Sinister Six?
Um, I think like the members they switch out every now and then, but I think like probably Doctor Octopus because he's like the brains behind it, and he's the one that powers it. And you could argue that Green Goblin is also the brains, but I feel like Green Goblin does more of like the heavy lifting, and he does more of the smarting and the planning. Whereas Doc Ock, he I feel like he's the one with the game plan, and he knows how to get to Spider-Man and use all six members.
True, for sure. Doc Ock uh is for sure mastermind of Sinister Six.
Yeah.
But we do see that Sinister Six is somewhat very much interconnected with Hydra, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at a little like a large broad view of the Sinister Six, right? But for
Yeah.
sure, yeah, Doc Ock has intellectual brain. He's super smart, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like a really smart engineer, I believe. And I think he also is like superpower as
Yeah.
well, some kind of like strong, like strength wise, I think. But yeah, we do see that for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then we're moving on from there. They have the many-headed menace, also known as Hydra. And Hydra was in the MCU. It was introduced in Captain America #1, but was also in numbers 2 and number 3. As number 2 was the Winter Soldier, and Hydra played a key part in that movie as it went and it showed that movie. It showed that Hydra was uh, infiltrating Shield, and
Right.
Captain America had to bring it down, and Nick Fury pretended to be dead. And then in Captain America 3, Hydra doesn't have a big role, but it's part of the bad guy, Zeno,
Right.
the Baron,
The
and he
Baron.
goes and he puts up, he pins Captain America and Iron Man together, and he's the one behind everything, and he's part of Hydra,
Yep.
and that'll be interesting because they are bringing him back into Falcon and Winter Soldier, which starts
Right.
next week.
That's correct.
So,
Right.
but so it says Hydra is a secret council, variously including key members Baron von Strucker, Baron Zemo, Madame Hydra, Gorgon, Kraken, and many more. Hydra unleashes vast chemicals, or unleashes a vast vehicle called the Terror Carrier, which is similar to S.H.I.E.L.D.'s helicarrier, to capture the U.S. president. A giant yellow jacket by Hank Pym rides it to destruction, which is interesting because in the comics, the main Ant-Man is Hank Pym, but in the movies, in the MCU, it's not. Hank Pym is older. He was Ant-Man, but he stopped after Ant-Man 2 and what happened there.
Right.
So, pretty interesting.
True that. Yeah, Hydra is quite a important role. Actually, it's been used a lot of MacGuffin amongst MCU movies, starting from back to Warner Brothers version. After Marvel bought it, after Disney bought it, Marvel now using it as a great tool of some kind of expendable opportunity. Just speaking of that, if you look at WandaVision, episode 6 and 7 here and there, yes, we do know that spoiler alert, Agatha did everything right. However, Hydra has quite a bit of appearance on the commercials if you have paid attention.
Right.
Like sequel. And that really brings up that Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, is actually somewhat intertwined with the Hydra's philosophy or those kind of thought, because we see that Avengers Ultron also, and Avengers Age of Ultron really bring it up somewhat, scaled view of Hydra. Sokovian also, right? And now, as you mentioned it on Captain America theory, we do see Zeno. That just brings up another aspect. But Hydra is essential. We do see that. But right now, Hydra is owned by Viper, and it's a X-Men related character. We do know, and these are just something. Hope as a fan, hope to anticipate some kind of appearance would happen as Disney owns all the rights of X-Men and Avengers series.
So I'm gonna read a couple of facts and then we can move on. But it says when Hydra leader Viper is shot dead, she is brought back to life by a horrible Hydra Labs creation known as Hive parasites. As a result, she looks like a humanoid octopus. So that's interesting. And I think they've mentioned the Hive before in the MCU. I'm not sure. I think so.
MCU.
Or maybe, yeah. I think so. I think it was just like a quick, like a one line and you'll miss it. But I'm not 100% sure about that. The top 3 Hydra splinter groups are the Hand. This clan of evil ninja helped to found the modern day Hydra, but it also fiercely opposed it at all times. Number 2 is the Secret Empire. Hydra creates the Secret Empire to cause trouble and draw attention away from Hydra itself. And number 1 is AIM, or AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics. It is Hydra's high-tech research branch until it goes independent after Baron von Strucker is killed on Hydra Island.
Right.
So maybe we see that in Captain America.
Right. AIM definitely has a
Winter Soldier
branch. Yep. I think Winter Soldier would have a lot of things to untie. I'm not going to lie. He
in the
was
beginning
part
of
of Hydra. Hydra definitely had some high tech, advanced, technology.
Mm-hmm.
Do they also mention a little bit about Hammer?
No, Hammer's its own thing that we did earlier, but that was
Mm.
yeah, we covered that.
Hammer is pretty solid too.
Yeah.
Well, related with the Hydra a little bit, but yes, you mentioned
Mm-hmm.
it. It's another affiliation to bring it
Mm-hmm.
up.
Okay.
Great.
Well, oh, hello, Gray Man. One last thing before we move on to Hydra. It says between the panels, movies, books, and TV series about spies were all the rage in 1960s. So Marvel's Stan Lee and Jack Kirby introduced Hydra in Strange Tales number 135. It is
Mm,
they did it as the evil equivalent of Shield. So that's something new. I did not know that. But let
interesting.
me go ahead and show you guys some pictures what I'm seeing from my end. Pretty cool. And we will move on to the Shadow Council.
Oof.
Okay, so it says the mysterious Shadow Council sets up its own nation of Bagalia. Don't go there. A master of evil team. A Masters of Evil team made up of hundreds of members serves as the police force. Troublemakers. How was the first Masters of Evil's team created? It
Mhm.
was created by Baron Henrik Zemo, who is in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That's right.
He discovers that uh, his supposedly dead foe, Captain America, is alive and a member of the Avengers. So he forms the Masters of Evil to destroy all of Avengers. Zemo handpicks each supervillain member to match the powers of each Avenger. So that's pretty interesting.
Right. Can you tell a
Uh,
little bit of the relation between Shadow Council and Black Panther, or like Wakandan?
I don't know because it's on Bagalia, but I don't know if that's also on Wakanda or if it's its own little secret island.
Ah,
But
because go ahead.
it says that the original team it consisted of the Wrecker, Goliath, Moonstone, Titania, Pile Driver, Absorbing
Mhm.
Man, Helmet Zemo, Tiger Shark, Yellow
Right.
Jacket, who was in Ant-Man 2,
Thank you.
and Thunderball and Bulldozer. Or was it Ant-Man 1?
And Man too.
Ant-Man 2 was Yellow Jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Nice.
It says Baron Helmet Zemo decides that the best way to beat the Avengers is by swamping them with enemies. He
Mm,
recruits an 18 strong Masters of Evil team, including Goliath and Bulldozer, which trashes Avengers Mansion and then destroys the Avengers.
interesting.
Interesting. And the last fact is that the Masters of Evil was founded by a mad scientist, but many other teams have since taken the name. They all have three things in common: loads of B list bad guys, wacky plans to defeat superheroes, and a love for wreaking havoc.
Mhm.
So it kind of sounds like Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
where you have a bunch of unknown characters, but you might have like one or two characters that are good, such as Yellow Jacket or Zemo. And Suicide Squad, they had like um, I've lost my train of thought. But Suicide Squad, they had like Harley Quinn and they had Killer Croc, which are big names. So that's what it seems like.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Gray Man says that's a tough group. Was it the female Yellow Jacket in that team? Let me show you. Based off of the drawing it gives me, I would say it's pretty feminist. And I'm not sure. Do you know, Ian, if Masters of Evil become the Thunderbolts?
I think there's a interrelationship between Masters of Evil becomes a Thunderbolt. In my memory, it's also related with the Avengers Black Panther comic book series that brings
Mm-hmm.
up such relations, but I don't think those are like really a direct connection with Shadow Council and I know not Shadow Council, Masters of Evil and Thunderbolts. But yeah, definitely gonna search it more.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let me show you the picture that they give me, and then we can move on. But it says troublemakers, and then it shows the people, and then
Mhm.
you got the facts. So it's pretty cool. Moving on, we have reached the Sinister Six, which we were talking about earlier.
Right.
So I don't know why they do this. Sometimes they put pages in long ways, and it throws me off. Okay,
Oh gosh.
it says feeling sinister. Just one thing unites all Sinister Six members. They all hate Spider-Man. Oh, big surprise there. Um, 6 against 1 may not seem like a fair fight, but these bad guys spend as much time fighting each other as they do fighting Spidey. The first Sinister Six consisted of Dr. Octopus, Craven the Hunter, Electro, Mysterio, Vulture, and Sandman. All want a solo victory over Spider Man, but they attack them all at one time, and Spidey easily knocks them out. And what's interesting is as I read off those villains, only one of them did not has not appeared in a Spider-Man movie yet. The other 5 have. You had
Mm.
Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2,
That- that-
Electro in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Mysterio in Far From Home, Vulture in Homecoming, Sandman in Spider-Man 3, but Craven the Hunter has yet to make an appearance in a Spider-Man movie. That's pretty interesting.
That's
Um,
interesting.
so maybe they put Craven the Hunter in Spider-Man 3 and then they bring back all the villains to create a Sinister Six. I don't know.
Potentially, right?
It'll be interesting.
It
It
will be.
says, yeah,
Yeah. Just wondering. Yeah, it will be just another fun thing. Yeah, the Grammy mentioned it. It's a great story, absolutely, about um, Sinister Six and relationship with Spider-Man. Especially, we have seen the upcoming announcement of Spider-Man: No Way Home, the
mm-hmm.
third one with the Tom Holland contracted on. And yes, remember back at Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man that we do see Doc Ock,
Mm-hmm.
um, but sometimes, I mean, in my memory, the most villain-like appearance of Boomerang,
Mm-hmm.
also Sinister Six. I'm not sure it's currently on that list, but yeah, for sure
Yeah,
that is the original Sinister Six. But yeah, we can see some of the options are gonna come up in this
yeah.
upcoming MCU movie.
It'll be interesting. So, some facts about the Sinister Six is that the Future Foundation explores a Caribbean island that is attacked by zombie pirates. However, the zombies turn out to be fakes controlled by the all new Sinister Six. And then it says
Interesting.
Dastardly Deed. Vulture, Mysterio, Hobgoblin, and Electro create a Sinister Five to get revenge on Doc Ock. To make
Mm.
Sandman join, they bomb the home of a family he's staying with and blame Dr. Octopus.
Huh.
And then it says when Dr. Octopus holds the world at ransom, Spider Man tracks him down and is forced to battle a new Sinister Six made up of mind controlled Avengers.
Huh.
Then that's pretty interesting. He was able to mind control him.
Hmm.
It then goes on to say the Sinister Six don't always lose. In one battle, they managed to beat both Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk. And then it says in an alternate universe on Earth 803, New York is terrorized by techno freaks known as Six Men of Sinistry. Fortunately, they are no match for the costume heroine, Lady Spider. I don't know. I wonder if she'll make a cameo in Spider-Verse 2. Because they
Yeah.
introduced Spider-Man 2099
Hmm.
as what could be the villain.
Right.
So they've got lots of spider people to play with still. It then goes on to say, look out. Criminal thug Alexei Sistiak gets permanently bonded to a super tough exoskeleton. He becomes an enforcer for supervillains as the rampaging Rhino.
Mm.
And then it says the top 4 worst teammates of the Sinister Six. Number 4, Chameleon.
Haha.
This master of disguise can fool almost anyone, even other villains. Number 3 is Mysterio. Spidey
Yeah.
persuades him to sell out to his boss when Doc Ock threatens to roast the world. Number 2 is Sandman. Not such a bad guy, which is why he switches sides and fights for the good guys more than once. And last but not least is Dr. Octopus. Mean and manipulative, Doc Ock blackmails, betrays, and even mind controls to get his way to defeat Spider-Man. So, once again, here is the Sinister Six. Very cool. There it is on top.
Definitely, Doc Ock has some kind of superior complex on Spider-Man, whichever universe he's in.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on, it says the Lethal Legion. Okay, so best known for arguing among themselves and being defeated against Captain America. Fast facts, their name, the Legion, or the Lethal Legion. Their leaders are the Grim Reaper and Count Nefaria. Key members are Living Laser, Man-Ape, Swordsman, Whirlwind, and Black Talon. Objective, destroy the Avengers by any means possible. On a good day, the Lethal Legion almost defeated the Avengers at the first attempt. They trap half the Avengers in a giant hourglass filled with poison gas until the Vision tracks Grim Reaper into breaking the glass.
Lethal Legion.
Interesting. The Lethal Legion.
In my memory, Lethal Legion appeared probably in Avengers, and I think the most iconic character in that affiliation is Iron Man. Oh no, Living Laser.
Mm-hmm.
Living Laser is like something I haven't really thought about it because he's also like Iron Man, like smart,
Mm-hmm.
intellectually, genius, but he has that feeling of the complication of Flash and Quicksilver. So he can like travel very, very fast.
Mm-hmm.
What's the word? Like solidification of the light speed or something?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Okay. Moving on, it says the Lethal Losers is what they should be called. The Lethal Legion aren't the greatest villains. Their founder, Grim Reaper, wants a supervillain team to take down Earth's mightiest heroes, but just can't find the right teammates. And then it says the top 6 not so lethal legionnaires. Whirlwind can only spin a deadly whirlwind in a straight line. Then you have Batroc, acrobatic with a great mustache, but looks alone can't defeat heroes. Yeah, Porcupine invents a spiny suit with lasers, but sells it to avoid arrest. Trapster, great at squirting superglue. Man-Ape, stronger than a gorilla, but dumber than a man. And Swordsman, handy with the sword, but not much else. So let me show you that before we move on. You have the Lethal Legion.
Great name, but little losers.
Yep. Okay, and we got two more things to get through. It says they come from outer space. If you think heroes and villains of Earth are extraordinary, wait until you get an eyeful of these extraterrestrials. They are scroll invaders of Earth. The shape-changing scrolls place sleeper agents in the human population, even replacing superheroes such as Spider-Woman. Shield and the Avengers beat back at the invasion, but they lose the public's trust in the process. So that's pretty interesting, and we saw that by the scrolls were in Captain Marvel, and then they also made an appearance in Spider-Man 2. So that's pretty interesting.
Great appearance.
The top 6 alien races are the Chameleons, KY millions, superpowered, peaceful, horse-headed humanoids. The Regalians would be Earth's conquerors with creepy mind-controlling abilities. The Builders, at number 4, roam the galaxy destroying races that don't meet their intelligence standards. The Baden, reptilian humanoid conquerors or pacifists. The Trojans, ruthless intergalactic invaders firing powerful cosmic energy blast. And then number 1 is the Cree, blue-skinned, warlike advanced technologist. And that was in Captain Marvel as well. Scrolling the Cree.
That is correct.
Lastly, it says the head of the class. The Cree are led by the Supreme Intelligence, an artificial intelligence composed of the brains of the greatest thinkers. But he has one big weakness. Because the Supreme Intelligence is a giant head in a tank, if the tank is smashed, he will perish. So that's a bit different than the MCU, but that's still pretty cool.
Right. Cree definitely has some kind of huge appearance, either both MCU and just Marvel Comics.
Mm-hmm.
You also see Cree in the Agents of Shield, even WandaVision. For those that haven't seen it, please go check it out. And yeah, Captain Marvel definitely brings up additional impact that what Cree would do would really manipulate or would help. We see Maria Rambeau in Captain Marvel. That's and also Maria Rambeau showing up in WandaVision, and that could be another relationship as she gets under the power and how much impact she will really have this new phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Plus, we're anticipating to see the Eternals with additional expansion of the MCU, a different universe. So that might be something that we can definitely look an eye on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Last but not here, let me show you this, and then we'll move on. We got different aliens, so that's pretty cool. Last but not least, before we move on to chapter 3, known as locations next week, it says secret societies.
Ooh, yes.
Okay. The top 5 secret societies are the Sons of Satanish, the Atlas Foundation, the Zodiac Group, the Hand, and the Hellfire Club. Working in the shadows, in the dark corners of the universe, secret organizations meet to plot and scheme. These mysterious clans of mystics, martial arts, and masterminds use blackmail, assassination, and treachery to control from the shadows. The strange agents of Atlas are the Human Robot, Venus, Gorilla Man, and Marvel Boy or Uranian. The Serpent Society comes up with a particularly evil plan to attack Washington, D.C. It slips a snake mutagen into the water, which turns citizens into scaly snake things. Back from the dead, the Hand Clan recruits members by using mystic rites to bring the dead back to life. It then brainwashes them to create blindly obedient warriors. That sounds like a lot like Ra's al Ghul in the League of Shadows. Who are the ringleaders of the Hellfire Club? You have Sebastian Shaw, Shinobi Shaw, Celine, Emma Frost, Cade Kilgore, and Blackheart.
Right.
And then it says Agents of Atlas's Marvel Boy is human, but his body is modified by Uranians. When he eats a gross tentacle like appendage, it extends from his mouth to devour his food. So let me show you that, and then we can talk about it. And next week we will start chapter 3. So
Definitely. Hellfire Club. Just bring it up, Sebastian Shaw. Probably the only thing I know about is Shaw Industry from Marvel Comics, but it's also a fictional slash satire, according to what I've read from one of the autobiography of the Marvel writer,
yeah.
because it's a actual thing in the real society. There's actual thing called Hellfire Club, and there's a documentary about Hellfire Club and how satanic they are and very secretive about their operation, and all they do like shady stuff, money, drugs and stuff. But for sure, that's a great appearance. However, we have not seen any appearance in MCU yet, because those are somewhat related with the X-Men. As Sebastian Shaw, I think he's human mutant, so it would be fun to see it, but not many folks really know about it. But I think pretty good to know for sure. Hellfire Club.
For sure. I think they'll probably make an appearance later, maybe in phase 4 or phase 5. I'm curious to see how long Marvel keeps this up. I wonder if they ever get to phase 12 or phase 15 and just say,
Yeah, they're not like iPhone. Not gonna lie, they might shift it up, or they might branch it off like MCU or some like multiverse, or they might have their own universe with like X-Men.
Yeah.
You never know, but for sure that they have money for it.
It'll be interesting. Well, that's all the time we have for today. So I would like to thank Gray Man for watching us, as you are a true subscriber. We enjoy when people watch us, Gray Man. If you
Thanks,
haven't
Greg.
already, just subscribe and like the video. And don't forget to share, as we are now at, I believe, over 130 people. Let me check. We are
That's
at 132.
mm,
So that's pretty cool. We keep growing, and we do post a lot on social media. We have an Instagram and a Twitter, and we post updates about our channel. We finished talking about Web of Spider-Man, and that'll be a new video coming out hopefully sometime next week or the week after. And then we're going to film more Star Wars videos. But Gray Man, if you are interested, after we finish the Marvel Encyclopedia, Ian, do you have a channel?
I do not, but I'm more than happy to help out Chase on these boxes of comics. I'm only exclusive there, so just
There you
check it out.
go. Just no channel for Ian. But like I was saying, after we're done with the Marvel Encyclopedia, if you would like to join us, Gray Man, we are going to start doing a if Boxes of Comics and Friends were in charge of making DC movies, and how we would make a shared universe. I know that Stanables, if you know who that is, he's on board, and I believe Alex and Kid Collector are as well. So if you'd like to join, feel free. And that's all I have to say. Those are updates from my channels. Next week, hopefully, we finish the book. Ian, do you have any last comments?
Well, hope to be back soon with some of the Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League review slash, some kind of Easter eggs. And don't forget to check out, next week is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier available in Disney Plus, and probably that's gonna bring up additional expansion of our Marvel journey so far we do. And thanks again for Chase, always bring me up, and happy to be back here.
Cool. Well, that's all we have for tonight. So thanks again for watching us, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next Tuesday on Boxes of Comics.